My dear students, today we are going to discuss some important questions related to intermediate public exams for junior intermediate physics, topic related to vectors. I am going to discuss all the important questions related to vectors. Let us go to the first question. Two forces of magnitudes 3 units and 5 units. So, two forces, one is 3 units, the other one is 5 units. Act at 60 degrees with each other. The angle between them is 60 degrees. So, these are the two forces. The angle between them is 60 degrees. What is the magnitude of the resultant force? The formula for resultant force is, resultant force is under root square of the first force, square of the second force into 2 F1, F2 cos theta. This is the formula you are supposed to use. Simply substitute, you will get the answer. So, this is 3 square, this is 5 square, this is 2 into 3 into 5, cos 60 is 1 by 2. So, this is 1 by 2, 2 gets cancelled. So, this is 9, 25, here it is 15. So, it is 49. So, answer is 7 units. Question, if A is equal to I plus J, it is a vector. What is the angle between the vector and the x-axis? This question can be answered in many ways. Now let us do the first method. So compare this vector with the standard form of the vector, that is AXI plus AYJ. So this is the standard form of the vector. So when I compare this with the given vector, this is I plus j. That means Ax is equal to 1 and Ay is equal to 1. The direct formula is theta is equal to tan inverse. This is the formula Ay over Ax. So this is tan inverse 1. So tan inverse 1 is nothing but 45 because tan 45 degrees is equal to 1. That we know, that is familiar to everyone. This is one way. Another way is Ax is equal to, from the definition, Ax is equal to mod A cos theta. Ax is equal to mod A cos theta. And mod A is root 2. And Ax is 1. And this is cos theta. So mod value of this is, you will get root 2. So from this I can write cos theta is equal to 1 over root 2. So 1 over root 2, this is when theta is equal to 45 degrees. In the same way you can write the answer even in this way also. Ay is equal to mod A sin theta. They come in resolution of a vector, components of vector. From this also you will get theta is equal to 45 degrees. This is the second method. The best, simplest method is this one. There are many methods. So another way is, so one vector is A is equal to I plus J. So what is the angle made by this vector with the x-axis? This theta we are going to find. So along x-axis we have a vector, a unit vector called I. So this vector is I plus J. So by making use of dot product, the formula is A dot B is equal to mod A mod B cos theta. So from this I can write cos theta is equal to A dot B by mod A mod B. So A dot B, this is A, the another vector is nothing but x-axis. X-axis is having unit vector I. So I dot I is equal to 1. So you will get 1. Here this is root 2. Mod I is equal to 1. So it is nothing but 1 by root 2. So cos theta is 1 by root 2 when theta is equal to 45 degrees. In any manner you can get the answer. Now third question. When two right angled vectors, right angled means theta is equal to 90 degrees. Two right angled vectors of magnitude 7 units, 24 units combine, what is the magnitude of the resultant? Same formula. R is equal to under root A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Just substitute the values. So A is 7 square, this is 24 square, this is 2 into 7 into 24 into angle is 90 degrees. So cos 90 is 0. So this will become 0. So simply this will become 49 plus 576. Here cos 90 is 0, the remaining vanishes. So this is, if you add, you will get 625. So square root of 625 is 25. You have to write in the answer as units. If you write this much, you will get 2 marks. If P is equal to 2i plus 4j, a vector plus 14k, and Q is equal to 4i plus 4j plus 10k, then find the magnitude of P plus Q. So he is asking P plus Q. So write P is equal to, once again, 2i plus 4j plus 14k. And Q is equal to, these are two vectors, 4i plus 4j plus 10k. Just add them. So 2 plus 4, this is 6i plus 8j plus 24k. So magnitude. So whenever magnitude is asked, you have to square the coefficients of I, j, k respectively, and you have to add them, take the square root. So this is 6 square plus 8 square plus 24 square. 6 square is 36, 8 square is 64, 24 square is 576. You will add them, you will get under root 676. It is nothing but 26 units. If you write this, you will get 2 marks. If mod of a plus b is equal to mod of a minus b, where a and b are vectors, find the angle between them. So these are all vectors. Just the formula for the resultant of two vectors is under root a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. This is when you add two vectors. In the case of subtraction of vectors, you will get minus. So this is equal to under root of a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta. So square it on both sides. A square plus b square on both sides gets cancelled. You will end up with 2ab cos theta is equal to 2ab minus 2ab cos theta. So bring them onto left hand side, it will become 4ab cos theta. This is equal to 0. So 4a and b cannot become 0. Definitely cos theta must be 0. When cos theta is 0, that means theta is equal to 90 degrees. This is one way of answering the question. Another way is take two vectors. This is a and this is b. Now how do you add? This is a and this is b. The resultant is a plus b. This is a plus b. Minus b will be opposite. So this is minus b. How do you add a and minus b? This is the resultant. So this is a minus b. Pictorially I am representing. The angle between these two resultants will be 90 degrees. So by drawing picture also, by adding pictorially, you can show that the angle between a plus b and a minus b is 90 degrees. Define unit vector, null vector and position vector. These are the three simple definitions. If you define, you will get 4 marks. What do you mean by a unit vector? A vector whose magnitude is 1 is called unit vector. If the magnitude of a given vector is equal to 1, then that is called as a unit vector. That's all. What do you mean by a null vector? If the magnitude of a vector is 0, that is called null vector. What do you mean by magnitude is 0? For a vector, this is the initial point, this is the final point. Let us say this is PQ. If magnitude becomes 0, that means P and Q coincide. Both P and Q are at the same point. Now, what is the direction of this null vector? You cannot define the direction. Then why do we define null vector? Null vector, for our purpose only we are defining. For example, if I subtract a vector A from the same vector A, then I will get 0. This is magnitude. In order to make 0, I am putting bar on it so that it becomes a vector. In order to define the 0 as a vector, I am treating this 0 as a vector. So that is called as a null vector. The simple answer is a vector whose magnitude is 0 is called null vector. What do you mean by position vector? Position vector tells the position. Position vector tells the position. This is a Cartesian XYZ coordinate system. So there is a point P. So P is equal to X, Y, Z. So on X axis I have unit vector I, on Y I have J, and on Z I have K. So if I connect the origin O with point P, then this OP is a vector. The position of a point in the coordinate system is represented by a vector called position vector. Position vector gives the position of a arbitrary point with respect to the origin. This OP is called position vector. It is represented by xi plus yj plus zk. What is its value? The position vector magnitude is given by square of the coefficients of I, j, k. That means x square plus y square plus z square. This is the simplest way of writing a 4 marks question. State parallelogram law of vectors. Derive an expression for the magnitude and direction of the resultant vector. In the exam, you are not going to get the direction of the resultant of a vector because it is not included in the textbook. So you have to answer up to the magnitude of a vector. So what do you mean by a parallelogram law of vector? It is a law related to the addition of two vectors. Let us say two vectors. This is 1 and this is q. That is vector p and vector q. If two vectors are represented in magnitude and direction by the two adjacent sides, of a parallelogram, so their resultant is represented by the diagonal r. So if this is p, I can draw this also p and another vector q. Now this is a parallelogram. So according to the definition, when two vectors p and q are represented in magnitude and direction by the two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, then their resultant r is represented by the diagonal that touching the initial point of P and the final point of Q, because there are two diagonals. So we have to derive the expression as r is equal to square root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. If you derive this, you will get 3 more marks. Definition 1 mark, figure 1 mark, for definition you will get 2 marks. So this parallelogram, this is the parallelogram. So if I extend this onto this baseline, so this is P, the angle between them is theta. So I am extending this and this so that I can get a right angle triangle. This is a right angle triangle. So this is P and this is Q, this is P and this is Q. There are two right angle triangles. One is this, the other one is this. So two right angle triangles are there. I will take the bigger right angle triangle. This is R, resultant. So R square is equal to, so if I want, I can give some names to the points. This is A, this is B, this is C. So I am taking the bigger right angle triangle, that is OBC. So I took the right angle triangle OBC. Applying Pythagoras theorem, r square is equal to, this is OB square plus BC square. So this OB square is nothing but mod P plus AB whole square. I don't know what is BC square. So this can be written as P square plus AB square plus 2 mod P AB plus BC square. So in the smaller right angle triangle, AB square plus BC square, AB square plus BC square is nothing but AC square. So this is AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. This can be written here. That is the usage of smaller triangle. From smaller triangle I can define cos theta. Cos theta is adjacent. So adjacent is AB divided by hypotenuse is AC. It says AB is equal to mod q cos theta. So substitute this and this in this. So on substitution, it as r square is equal to p square plus q square. These are the mods. Mod can only be squared. P square plus q square plus 2 mod p mod q cos theta. If you derive this, you will get 4 mods. That's all. Define vector product. Explain the properties of vector product with two examples. Very simple. Let us take two vectors. This is vector A and this is vector B. The angle between them is theta. How do we define vector product? There are two types of products. One is called vector product, the other one is called scalar product. When I multiply two vectors, if my answer is a vector, then that is called vector product. So it is represented by cross. So A cross B, the vector product of two vectors A and B is defined as the product of their magnitudes and sine of the angle between them and the unit vector perpendicular to the plane consisting of A and B. So A and B are in this plane, they are in the plane of the board. The resultant vector is like this. If I go from A to B, that means right hand thumb rule. So if I go from A to B, the resultant vector will be outwards. If I go from B to A, the resultant will be inside. So perpendicular to this plane, perpendicular to this plane. So this is the definition. The cross product or the vector product of two vectors is the product of their magnitudes and the sine of the angle between them and a unit vector perpendicular to both A and B and perpendicular to the plane consisting of vectors A and B. That is the answer. Now what are the properties? If I take only magnitude, the magnitude can be written as, so in this unit vector disappears, this will be mod A, mod B sin theta. So many properties can be written, write at least 3 enough. The first property is A cross B is not equal to B cross A. If you write this, you will get 1 mark. So A cross B will be outwards, B cross A will be inwards. So if A cross B is equal to vector C, B cross A will be minus opposite to this one. Next, when theta is equal to 0 degrees, second one, when theta is equal to 0 degrees, sin 0 is 0. That means the magnitude of vector product having minimum value when theta is equal to 0. When theta is equal to 90 degrees, the cross product will have maximum value. A cross B is equal to mod A, mod B, sin 90 is 1. So this is maximum. If you want, you can write more also. For example, I cross I is equal to J cross J is equal to K cross K is equal to 0 because theta is 0. Their product, their magnitudes of a vector, the magnitude of cross product of same vector with same vector will become 0. The sixth property can be written as I cross J, for example. So this will be mod I, mod J. The angle between I and J is 90 degrees. So this is sin 90. Sin 90 is 1. Mod I, mod J are nothing but 1 and 1 and 1. So it is 1. Instead of taking magnitude, if I want the cross product of simply Ij, so this will be this 1 into a unit vector. This unit vector must be perpendicular to both I and J. So which vector is perpendicular to I and J? If this is I, this is J, K is perpendicular. So answer is K. So instead of writing N, I have to write